Hello everyone, and this is Doxie Mom. Welcome back to my channel. If you haven't done so already, I'd greatly appreciate if you'd hit that little red subscribe button. You can ring the bell for notifications, and if you like this video, just give it a thumbs up. So I'm here today to bring you the news in 15 minutes or less, so let's get started. Now, Dinesh D'Souza, he tweeted out, "I'm trying to keep the Ilhan Omar story straight. She married her brother to evade immigration laws. Then she divorced him and illicitly filed joint tax returns with another guy years before they were married. Now, I was prosecuted for doing far less. Why hasn't she been indicted yet?" Well, I found several articles all basically saying that evidence strongly suggests that Ilhan Omar did in fact marry her brother. Just go over to the search engine DuckDuckGo and type in Ilhan Omar and it'll just pop right up, married her brother, and you can search these articles out for yourself. But apparently they were married in 2009, divorced in 2017, and the information uncovered implicates Omar in multiple state and federal felonies. So Dinesh says, why hasn't she been prosecuted yet? That is the question, isn't it? Or should we say, tick-tock, Ilhan? Now, guys, this next story, it is just absolutely horrific, so be prepared. I found it over at the Gateway Pundit, and the more I read of the story, just the worse it got. But apparently, a St. Louis police officer named Mike Lansdorf, he was killed Sunday afternoon, and he'd only been with the North County St. Louis Police Department for 3 months. But apparently there was an altercation in a store where the officer was shot at point-blank range in the back of the neck. He fell to the floor, and eventually he passed away from the injury. But guys, not everyone is mourning. The video of Officer Lansdorf dying on the floor was posted on Facebook Live. Then another Facebook user, a Damon L. Smith, is selling t-shirts on Facebook that have a picture of the officer, and I'm going to show you the picture here in just a minute. But it's got a picture of the officer on the front of it. It says, "One down, many more to go." And on the back of the shirt, there's a picture of the officer that's laying there dying or dead on the floor. And the shirt says, "Better one of theirs than one of ours." And guys, Damon apparently is selling these for $28, and you can pay for it by the Cash App or PayPal. And now I'm going to show you what this shirt looks like. I know it's kind of hard to see and it's a little blurry, but guys, this is just absolutely horrible. And, you know, I don't even know what to say. This is just appalling. And how can Facebook even allow this? I just don't understand this. You know, shame on you, Facebook. This is just horrible. What's wrong with people? And guys, we need to be praying for that officer's family, and we need to be praying for Mr. Smith, because obviously he's got a lot of hate in his heart, and we just need to pray that he will get rid of that and find Jesus. Moving on. Now, one of my wonderful subscribers, Susan Stevens, she made one of the funniest comments on my post calling my dogs the Patriot Protection Pups. Isn't that cute? And that they were my assistant editors. Well, apparently my pups were literally laying down on the job, because another one of my great subs, Cat, she made a very interesting discovery and shared it with me, and I want to share it with you guys because it's about two of our favorite things, and that would be the 17th letter of the alphabet and JFK Jr. Now, she said that she found a quote from Rose Kennedy. Now, this is JFK's mama, Junior's grandma, that birds sing after a storm. Now, we all know that the 17th letter of the alphabet asks 10 times. I went back to the Q post and found 10 times where the, number 17 asked, when does a bird sing? And I'm going to leave that down in the pinned comments, the numbers of the post. But wow, Cat, this was an awesome find, because I haven't heard any of the Anons talking about this. Of course, I'm not over there on the 8chan board, but great job, and thank you for sharing. I really appreciate all my wonderful subscribers, guys. I love y'all all. Now, thank the good Lord above that Mexico seems to be holding up their end of the bargain by sending 15,000 troops to the U.S. border, and they are keeping the illegal aliens from entering into the United States. And then Tom Fenton of Judicial Watch, he's always on the job. He's cleaning up the voter rolls. And apparently, he said that 1.6 million names alone in L.A. County that weren't supposed to be there are there, and that nationally there's over 3.5 million people voting that aren't supposed to be voting. Guys, this is ridiculous. Now, Tom and Judicial Watch, they have already cleaned up 1.5 million names and removed those, and they're working hard to clean up the rest. But of course, these counties where all these extra people are voting, it's always won by a Democrat. So, what does that tell you? Now, did you know that one of the reasons Obama got elected was because he was talking about our border security problem and how he was going to fix it? Now, guys, I'd totally forgotten about that, but there is video footage of that, and I'm going to link the Hedon Music page, and at about the 1 minute mark, David Harris Jr., he breaks all this down for you, so I highly recommend you go over there and watch that. But did you know from California alone, there are 2 senators, of course, Dianne Feinstein and Kamala Harris. Then California has 53 members of Congress. And guess how many are Republican? 7. 7 out of the 53. Now, of course, this isn't Republican versus Democrat as much as it is good versus evil. But 2 of those Republicans are the wonderful Devin Nunes and then Kevin McCarthy. So, did you know who else was on the California rolls? Nancy Pelosi, Eric Swalwell, Adam Schiff, Ted Lieu, and Maxine Waters. Now, you reckon they all got voted in because of those extra people on the rolls? Now, I know there are some great patriots from California, and I'm sure you've got to be fed up with what's going on in your state. And Maxine, she actually tweeted this out, guys, about the Iran conflict. She said, why was the unmanned drone in Iran's airspace? Don't provoke and then pretend innocence. Now, guys, she knew, and the whole world knows, that that drone was in international waters or over international waters, not in Iran's airspace. But she wants to side with Iran. Why am I not surprised? Then Laura Ingraham, well, she tweeted and called her a traitorous babbler. And, guys, I'm just so ready for these people to go to jail, aren't you? But we have to have patience. We have to have patience. Now, this next one, I'm going to leave a link to a Fox Business video about how the Iran sanctions that President Trump signed into effect yesterday, how they'll impact Iran. Now, Maria Bartiromo, she interviews a retired general who breaks it all down for you, but basically what I'm getting out of it is that these sanctions are going to tie up Iran's money so they can't fund terror or hopefully build a nuclear weapon. We don't want that happening. So she goes over that, and then apparently the Chinese hacked into 10 U.S. cell towers, cell networks, and they stole users' calls, their text messages, and locations of U.S. citizens. Now, President Trump's going to be meeting with President Xi this Friday at the G20 summit. So hopefully they're going to get all this worked out, but I don't know. Now, I found a couple of very interesting tweets I want to share with you. This nice young man named Educating Liberals over on Twitter, He says this. He says, Elizabeth Warren wants reparations for gay people. Not going to happen. But I have a better idea. Congress can pay reparations back to the taxpayers for the absolutely terrible job they have done, and it can come from their pension funds. Well, that's a great idea, but you know what? How about just some good common sense and reparations for no one? Then Mike over on Twitter, he said this, responding to Bernie's wanting to cancel the student loan debts. Mike says this, I have a brilliant way to eliminate student loans. When you take out a loan and get your college degree, after you graduate, get a job and pay it back. I just love people with common sense, don't you? Then the last tweet I'm going to leave you with is from Cheryl Atkinson, and she said this, who thinks the debates just won't be the same without Donna Brazile working on them behind the scenes? Well, I say really, who even wants to watch the debate since Trump won't be there? Guys, it doesn't matter who's going to end up running against Trump because we know that they are not going to win. God has a plan. We know that Trump is going to win in 2020. And just remember my favorite Bible verse, John chapter 14, verse 1, where Jesus says, do not let your hearts be troubled. Trust in God. Trust also in me. Guys, Jesus has this, so we don't need to worry. Isn't that wonderful? Well, thanks for tuning in. This is Doxie Mom. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. And until next time, God bless you all.